travel that I recently did, and a concert that I went to, and also share some writing updates. So a little bit of everything as usual, and I'll have some video clips from my adventures. So those are always fun. I'm still trying to get used to recording in public. It's weird to me. So I'm not recording as much as I should while I'm out and about, but I'm getting there. I'm starting to. I did a little while I was out adventuring on my camping trip, but yeah, still not doing it as much as I could, or maybe as I want to, but I'll get there. Bear with me. So to start with, I wanted to share a little, um, I don't know, I guess adventure that I went on with my friend Katie as a birthday present. She was kind enough to take me for my birthday, and we went to a DPR IAN concert, which if you've never listened to DPR IAN, highly recommend going and checking him out, checking out all the DPRs, I guess, because it's like a music collective where it's everyone, they all bring a little something different, but it all works together in a weird way. I don't know. It's really fantastic. It's hard to explain, but there's like DPR Arctic, which is a little EDM, I would say, and then there's DPR Cream, who's like smooth R&B slash rap, and DPR Ian, which is maybe like electric pop a little bit, something like that. I'm not sure. Like I said, it's hard to explain, but I would highly, highly recommend that you go and check them out. They've got amazing, amazing music, and they were playing in Atlanta. So that's about a 8-hour drive for us, and we broke it up into 2 days. So the first day we stopped and we camped at um, Fort Yargo, and they have yurts there. And I have wanted to camp and stay in a yurt for many years. It's kind of like a bucket list item. So it was really, really freaking cool to be able to do that. And the yurts were really nice. They had air conditioning, um, bunk beds, a big ass couch. Yeah, our porch or the deck was right over the water, so you could sit out there and just enjoy the water. And we were in this little yurt camp area, so there were other people around us, but everyone was really nice. And again, the yurt was fantastic. Like that might be how I camp from now on instead of traditional camping because it was pretty great. So we got there and went for a little hike, which was also nice. I really enjoy hiking. I just don't do it enough. And I usually go with Katie, but because I'm moving and I'm going to be by myself, I'm going to have to learn to like go hiking and feel confident enough to do it on my own. So I've got to get uh, into that mind space, I guess, of being comfortable navigating and finding my way around and all that and doing it myself. Really just let Katie do it. So yeah, I've got to get better about that. So, but we went for a little hike, walked over a dam and off into the trees and tried to do a little geocaching, but the cache was like way off trail in the trees somewhere. Neither of us were like prepared to go off into the woods after a geocache. So we just stayed on the trail and then went back to the yurt and hung out and had a video call with our friend Tara out on the back deck. And yeah, that was night one. It was super chill. Um, it was just really nice. And I did get some video of the yurt, so I'll be inserting that now. And After that, we drove to Atlanta and kind of did a couple pit stops. We tried to go to the Waffle House Museum in Decatur. I think it's in Decatur, or it's like on the way there. Um, but we couldn't get there. There was like road construction and it was blocked off. And so we kind of just did a drive by and like waved at the Waffle House Museum on the way past. We did have breakfast at a Waffle House, which is always amazing in my opinion. And then we went to Cheris Bookstore in Decatur, which is like I think it's, I'm probably going to say this wrong, but I think it's the first and oldest feminist bookstore in the South, something like that. But it's this little bookstore that's like really close to the campus there. And yeah, it's just like a cute little bookstore. It was great. And it has been one that I've had on my list of places to try to get my own book in. And so it was nice to stop in and check it out and do a little book shopping and talk to the folks that work there and get information about seeing if my book could potentially be on their shelves one day. So it was good. It was a good little visit. And then we stopped at a historic cemetery that was like in the middle of like a recreational area, like a park. But it was historic, and so they kept it and didn't move it. So it's kind of this neat little area in a park. So we stopped and checked out some of the graves and walked around a bit, and then made our way all the way to Atlanta. Checked into the hotel, napped because we're old, and the concert started at 8. Doors opened at 8, so we napped a little bit, ate, and then got an Uber down to the concert venue, which was an adventure all on its own because there was also a huge baseball game going on. I think it was the Braves and the Mets or something. Huge, huge baseball game. So the traffic was insane. There were hundreds of people trying to get to the same location that we were going. And so eventually we just hopped out of the Uber into traffic and like ran across the road to the sidewalk and walked to where the line started, which was also massive. I don't think anyone was planning on the line for the venue to be that long. It was huge. It like started at the venue up top of this hill, went down the street, down this windy bit, down a whole block, and then turned and went down another block and then some. And so it was just like we essentially made this massive square to the venue, and it was just huge. It was funny though because like everyone in line was like, "Whoa, we didn't think it would be this busy. Otherwise, we would have come and gotten in line sooner." And like, yeah, I don't think anyone was expecting that many people to come out for DPR IAN, but we did. We showed up, um, and it was long enough that we missed most of DPR Arctic's opening act, which was a bummer because I do like his music. I'd say we missed probably about half of it. So that kind of sucked. But we caught the rest. We vibed out. DPR IAN was amazing. And I've got clips of, I don't think I got clips of everyone, but I'll insert what clips I have. But I believe it's just DPR Arctic and IAN are what I have clips for. But either way, here they are.
Thank you. Thank you, ATN. I love it.
And after that, we went home and slept because, again, we're old. And the concert didn't get over until fairly late. Um, and we had an 8-hour drive the next day. So we had to get up and like get going. Um, and then we drove back the next day, which was fairly uneventful that I remember. I slept most of the way, honestly, which is unfair to Katie, but that's what happens when I get in a vehicle. I sleep. I can't help it unless I'm driving. So I slept most of the way. It was terrible. I'm a terrible co-pilot. But yeah, and then we got home, and that was my little birthday trip, and it was great. It was a really, really fun time. Um, so thank you, Katie. So that was my yurt and DPR IAN adventure. Some other fun things that have been going on lately are that I received my books. I got We All Fall in the mail. Coffee break. Um, so I unboxed those, which I'll have a clip of that. All right, here we go. Dun, dun, dun. Beautiful. And it was so great to like be done with it and have my book and start sending out PR boxes, which I've recorded myself kind of sitting in the chaos of building a PR box. So I will share some of that as well. And I kind of I know that like some indie authors and authors in general, I think kind of are weary about sending out PR boxes, and I totally understand that. And have had a this is my first time doing it, um, but I thought I'd try something different with book three. I wanted to do all the publicity and outreach myself this time around instead of hiring folks and spending money on an agency doing it. So I did build my own art team and street team, which has been great because they're like way more active and interested in the book. And it's nice to be able to talk to them and like do giveaways and just be more like have more interaction with the people that I'm asking to review my book. Because when you go through a agency, usually you don't have that. Like they're just strangers on the other side of the computer that are going to read your book and then review it, but you don't get any interaction with them. So it's nice to be able to like talk with people and like know who they are. And I wanted to do PR boxes because there are a lot of bookstagrammers and book influencers that I really enjoy. I love their content. I love their graphics. I like that they are primarily focused on queer books. And so I reached out to, I don't know, maybe like 20 people that I had on my list. And I heard back from 6, and they seemed interested. And obviously, there's no guarantee that they'll read my books and like them and want to post about them. But I see it as an opportunity to get at least one more person interested in my books. So I'm willing to spend the money and send out a PR box to those folks. So I did that, and we'll see. Hopefully, out of those 6, if one or two um, say something about my book, that's a win in my eyes. So I've been packing PR boxes and sending out a couple of um, pre-orders from my website. And yeah, it's nice to finally be doing something with the book, because once you get into that editing phase and then you're kind of waiting on that, and then you're waiting for the final, and then you're waiting for the print, and it's a lot of waiting towards the end. And now I can finally like start sending stuff out, and it's great. um, so I've got a few more to send out to some of my ARC readers who have requested physical copies, which I always um, offer, because some people don't have e-readers or a computer or a phone to read on, or they can't, read digitally, or on an electronic device, and prefer a physical book. So um, yeah, I have a few more to send out, which hopefully I'll be doing in the next week. So if you requested one of those from me, they are coming. I'm just a little slow. Um, so I've got those, all that going on, which is super exciting. And the book comes out on the 12th of November. So that's coming up. Trying to decide if I want to do a virtual launch party of some sort. So I'm still thinking about that. But if I do, I'll put something together, and should be a fun time. Um, and other than that, I have been working. I started my new job. I'm not going to share where, but I have started my new job, and it's going really well. It's a lot of socializing, which I am trying to get used to, because I'm used to working alone, and now I have to talk to people a lot. So there's some growing pains, and I've been exhausted every day afterwards, but that's okay. So I'm working through that, and I think that's a lot of my updates. I've decided to work on a lot of short stories for November and October, writing wise. And I think they're all going to be horror stories, and they're going to be posted on my Patreon. And I think what I'm going to do is each short story is going to be associated with the upcoming holiday and horror, like a scary story related to the holiday. So it should be fun. Um, and I'm excited to share them with the Patreon, which please join me over there. There's a lot going on. And yeah, it would be great to build my community over on Patreon. And then I could do even more over there, which would be wonderful. Um, so check that out. I'll put links to everything, of course, in the episode description. And I hope everyone has a wonderful day, week, month. And until my next video, hang in there. All right. Thanks, everyone. Bye.